Welcome back. This section of the exhibition is called Alone Together, and it offers fascinating insights into how Friedrich worked. The title Alone Together might sound odd, but it perfectly describes Friedrich's approach to his art and even his way of life. Let's explore the paintings here to uncover this intriguing paradox. The first picture is a painting of Friedrich's studio by his friend George Friedrich Kirsting. Kirsting's portrayal is highly reliable, as there are other similar depictions of Friedrich's workspace. Compared to the studios of other artists, Friedrich's interior was extremely simple. For examples of other artists' studios, you can visit Gallery 638 on the second floor. None look like Friedrich's. The room itself was bare with minimal furniture, just a table, a chair, and a large window that framed the view of the natural world outside. Interestingly, Friedrich blocked off the lower part of the window to avoid direct light, as shadows could interfere with his perfectionistic painting process. His studio reflected his philosophy, purity of vision born from quiet, solitary contemplation. Nothing should distract him. Friedrich also believed that, while he was in nature, he often needed to be alone to fully absorb the essence of his surroundings. He had strong convictions about what he wanted to paint and how he wanted to paint it, regardless of public opinion or the demands of buyers. This gave him a reputation as a loner, a man living in his own world. But this image isn't entirely accurate. Friedrich wasn't antisocial. He maintained friendships, both male and female, and often invited people to his studio to share ideas and show them finished or in-progress works. One of his closest friends was Johann Christian Dahl, who also lived in Dresden and even moved into the same house as Friedrich. Friedrich lived on the ground floor, while Dahl lived one floor above. Today, we owe a great deal to their friendship. After Friedrich's fame in the 1820s faded and he was forgotten later in life, Dahl's legacy indirectly led to Friedrich's rediscovery. When the Norwegian art historian Andreas Aubert studied Dahl's life and works, he traveled to the house they shared and discovered Friedrich's paintings there. Overwhelmed by their power, Aubert lobbied German museums to display Friedrich's art again, sparking his reappreciation. But let's return to the friendship between Friedrich and Dahl. The next painting, Two Men Contemplating the Moon, shows two figures standing side by side, gazing at the moon, a moment of shared solitude. This likely depicts an actual hike Friedrich and a friend took together. The backs of the figures are turned to the viewer. While some suggest this was due to Friedrich's difficulty painting people from the front, it's more likely that this choice was intentional, inviting us to join their quiet contemplation and connect with the vast night sky and its mysteries. Painting strikes a beautiful balance between individuality and connection. Have a close look at the painting or even take a picture. We will come back to the painting, the two men in the picture, and the tree later in the tour. Friedrich painted several versions of this piece during his life and gifted them to close friends as a tribute to their shared experiences. One of these was given to Dahl. In return, Dahl painted a similar work, Two Men Contemplating a Waterfall, which he gifted to Friedrich. You can see Dahl's painting to the left, along with sketches he used to prepare for it. Let's move on to the final painting in this section, Woman at the Window. Here, we see a woman gazing out of a window. There are several clues suggesting this is Friedrich's studio, and many believe the woman is Friedrich's wife, Caroline. Friedrich married late, at the age of 43. The reasons aren't entirely clear, but it's likely he wanted to ensure he could financially support a family. Caroline and their 3 children became an integral part of his life. Take a moment to appreciate the charming quote next to the painting. "It amuses me that I must do everything with my wife in mind. If I put a nail in the wall, it must be at a height she can reach. Many things have changed. Only the room I work in is the same." While Friedrich prioritized his workspace, sources indicate that Caroline was welcome in the studio. This painting might simply be a tribute to her role as a supportive partner in his creative process. The atmosphere of the painting invites multiple interpretations. Here are two stories I particularly like. First, Friedrich might have painted this while traveling to the Baltic Sea, imagining his wife at home in Dresden, longing for his return. Second, the window could symbolize the gateway from the artist's studio to the natural world, with Caroline appreciating the beauty of the Elbe River, an inspiration and connection to nature for Friedrich himself. There are many possible interpretations of this painting, so there's no definitive answer. What do you think? Feel free to pause the guide here and take some time to reflect on this piece before we move on. In the next section, you will encounter some truly beautiful paintings. On the right-hand side, you'll find studies of the sky, a subject for which Friedrich was especially renowned. On the left-hand side, you'll see his famous nighttime seascapes, another one of Friedrich's favorite themes. Let me know if you need additional edits.
If you want to take a faster route, go the far end of the gallery. You will see a picture of three people sitting on a large boulder. This is where the tour will continue. Once you are there, please skip to the next episode in the playlist.
Unfortunately, the long version of this audio guide is not yet finished. For now, please enjoy the remaining artworks in the gallery on your own. If you are looking forward to the long version, please subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments. I look forward to seeing you at the next episode.